Hello my friend, this is Tim Shurr, president of Shurr Success Seminars. Thanks so much for making the time to watch this short video on the 3 ways to maximize your company's influence. I spent 22 years as a peak performance trainer teaching people how to use the power of their mind to create their life by design. And after doing 10,000 sessions and spending all that time walking around in people's unconscious, I discovered what really drives us from behind the scenes and how to use that knowledge to empower people to be able to make a bigger difference in their own lives and in the lives of those they serve. And so I took these insights into the workplace and had extraordinary results and success with this. And so I want to share some of the insights that I've learned with you so that you can make a bigger difference as well. So tip number 1, if you want to get your company to be more influential, to really stand out from the competition, you have to teach your people how to speak persuasively. One of the biggest challenges that sales reps have, for example, is they rely too much on selling the information and the details of their product and service instead of selling the value, instead of building the value in what they have and describing it in a way that causes people to want to buy, turning a want or a need into a must. That's what separates those who are viewed as order takers from those who are viewed as trusted advisors. Your salespeople, I guarantee, are leaving 6 to 7 figures on the table because they are not using persuasive language patterns. For example, I was working with a business owner who ran an insurance company, and he literally would stand up and he would say, "I don't want to bore you because this is a pitch on insurance, but let me tell you a little bit about our company." Afterwards, I said, "You know, every time you stand up, you tell people you're boring. And of course, nobody's going to want to work with you then." So I helped him shift this, and he stood up the next time and he said, "I sell sleep insurance because when you work with me, you sleep better at night." And everybody was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" He learned to speak differently than everybody else. He learned that the words that you use and the way that you say things create emotional responses in people, and you want to know what feelings you want to cause in those people and what buttons to push to create those emotional responses. For example, if this was a customer service training and I just did a deal with you and I said thanks, and you said, "Hey, no problem." What's the word you just heard there? Problem. Or what if I'm trying to sound cool and I say, "Hey, no worries." What's the word you just heard? Worries. Do you want the last thing that I associate with you at the end of a sale to be problems or worries? Think about that. What would you say instead? "My pleasure. You're welcome. I'm happy to serve." The next way to maximize your influence is to train your leaders with emotional intelligence strategies. Everywhere I go, no matter how good the leader might be, they are always missing out on opportunities to grow the people around them. There's a constant pressure between hitting your numbers and living company values. And the more you're able to do both, and it is possible because of the pressure of the ever-changing environment and all the things that are on your plate all the time, people feel like they don't have time to grow their people. And that is a mistake because your people are your biggest asset. Not your product, not your service, not how fancy your equipment is or your software you're building, but your people are the ones who make it all happen. And so if you're having trouble on the sales floor, if you have silos in your departments, look to your leadership, your middle management, because they are, whatever's going on the sales floor is a reflection of what's going on from management and supervisors. If people on the ground level are not feeling inspired, if they don't trust their leaders, if they're not feeling like they want to give it their all, they want to come in early, they want to get home late, then there's a problem with leadership and their style of communication. Most people under pressure slip into being transactional. It's all about getting the things done, getting it off their checklist, and making their numbers. And it's not about empowering the people around them. And this leads to a lot of problems. So the biggest struggles that managers have complained to me about is, one, they have a hard time balancing their time and balancing all the different personality types, because usually a manager is someone who is really good at their job, so they get promoted to lead other people. Well, being good at your job and leading other people are 2 different things. And if you don't have some training and education in that, which most people don't, then you're going to have a hard time doing an effective job. Even if a culture that is really powerful, that is centered around saying yes, that is centered on their employees, that is centered on giving their customers a real experience, they are constantly working on their culture. Having a powerful culture does not mean that you have posters on the wall with your values, or maybe now they're on a fancy TV screen in the lobby and you have pizza parties and every once in a while you cut a check to charity. That is not what a powerful culture is all about. But that's what a lot of people think their culture is really about. when you survey people and actually start to talk to them, you discover that what's being said about the values in the C-suite are not what's being handled or delivered or shared on the ground floor. People will say, we don't trust our leaders, they don't care about us, we got to cover our own butts, we hoard information, people are competitive instead of collaborative. People are not supporting others or holding people accountable for the violations that they have, and it causes people to be more focused on their stress and their frustration or putting out fires than focusing on growing the company or doing their job. So building a powerful culture is really about maximizing people's self-awareness, causing them to be others-focused, and helping them to really speak in a more persuasive, impactful manner. And human beings do not just know how to do that. You have to learn how to do that. You have to get training in this. Because if you don't have training in it, then you're not going to know how to share it with others. And if you haven't had any training where people are giving you direct feedback, how are you really coming across? Do you know? Are you asking anybody how you look, how you sound, how you come across, what your body language is saying about you? A lot of times we don't really know, we're just winging it. Or we'll try to do some testing. So we'll do the 360 or the PI or the DISC. There's a bunch of them out there, right? And so we'll do the personality assessments so that we try to have a little bit more understanding of ourselves. But having information is not power. It's applying it and doing something with it. And most people take these surveys, they get some insight, and then nothing really changes. It's like we're a rubber band. When you're stretched, you have momentum, you fly across the room, but as soon as you hit the ground, you bounce right back into your old behaviors because of your subconscious programming. And personality assessments do not change psychological programming. And so we have to get in there and create emotional experiences that cause people to create a shift inside, a transformation that leads to enormous breakthroughs. Imagine what would happen if you had an entire company of self-aware, others-focused, persuasive communicators. Imagine how much more money you will make, or how much money you'll stop bleeding out from, all these missed opportunities. So I would like to invite you to a special event that we have going on. The information is below. But during this time, you are going to have a whole new awareness about what really drives you from behind the scenes, a whole new understanding about what really drives human behavior and how you can influence yourself and others in incredible ways. And even if you are a student of personal development and personal success, you are still going to pick up ideas and tools and tricks that you've probably never heard of before. I've been doing this for 27 years. I've worked with thousands of people and many, many companies, and I have got some powerful strategies to share with you. So this isn't just going to be a pitch session. This is going to give you some practical tools that you can apply as soon as you walk out the door. So make sure you attend, and it will help you to turn your people into more powerful, self-aware, contributing human beings who have the tools and the insights and the strategies to create incredible success. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Bring any challenges or struggles that you have with, and I will give you some powerful tips that will show you how to transform it, and together we'll make your company and your life a sure success. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.